Oh, hey Tom, how's it going?
Oh, doing great today. I've got a big question for you. Do you
What
think
is
like
that?
things soft or do you like things hard?
Depends on the situation.
Indeed, and in today's episode, we're talking about hard and soft magic. So stay tuned for
Hard and
that.
soft magic? Oh, awesome, man. All right, guys, let's talk about it. All right. Welcome to the nerdy phase. So today we have we have Tom. He's here as always, existing.
Ahoy.
Um, this week we've actually been, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but we haven't been streaming together, so
Been a little busy.
but yeah, I mean, it's all good. Tom is on Mobile Ninja Gaming, and then I'm here, Serge, the host and the co-host. I don't know, but yeah, I've been I'm on Twitch, so if you want to catch the stream, so
I
and
won't
as
tell
always,
what it is. Search
I'm rocking a
1182.
anime shirt. You know, I think Tom forgot to change. He's just wearing the same outfit all week, so
Yeah,
for
literally, I
those.
haven't left the house. Just don't smell my balls. Yeah.
But all right. So, what nerdy things have we done this week? I'll start this week since you started last week. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes difference. So on leap year, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out, and yeah, that's all I've done the last 3 days. So, excuse me.
Bless
Sorry.
you. Yeah, edit that one
Yeah,
out. Uh
that's all I've done. That's all I've done the last like 2 weeks. Last 3 days, and I mean, I streamed it the first day. I haven't really streamed it since because I haven't had really a good environment to stream it in. But like that video that's on there, just so I won't go into so much detail here. But that video, I'll go into detail of what like the Final Fantasy VII remake was, Rebirth, and how it compares to the OG. So, but just a couple of things because and that one's only only to do the first chapter. So I'm playing this game, it's fucking with my mind because when you go into the first town, I'm used to that town being completely OG, 2D rendered with blockiness because that's what it looks. And now it's this bustling city full of different stuff. It's like okay, so
Yeah,
and,
super
and
blocky with some Lara Croft Cybertruck titties.
yeah, so what it was, and then like for example, the other thing too, like when you exit the Midgar. Like RPGs always used to be open worldish. And what I mean by that is you can't really go to the final boss and beat it or do quests. I mean, you have to. It's open world in the sense that you have to go from town to town trying to find the town or trying to find the dungeon, and you walk around this big world map. And then once you get your airship, you can fly wherever you want. That's how open JRPGs are, right? Um, this one it kind of plays a little bit like Breath of the Wild when you're out in the open. So the map is kind of like that. You do have fast travels, you do have intels that you have to find. So it's a lot. It's really really in depth. So it's it's different. So definitely worth the money if you looking to buy it. $70. I'll say it's worth the money. Um,
Okay, I'm back.
so
Sorry, I had to switch out my headsets.
oh, you're good. You're good. But yeah, I mean, I recommend it. I'll write a review on it once I'm done, but it won't be for a while. Look for Kirby and the Forgotten Land review this week. I'm almost done with it. So, But I'm not having. That's all. That's all I really done. Not being. I learned I learned a few new yo-yo tricks.
Gonna
Like
show
rock.
us?
Huh. Okay, I can show you. Yeah. We've been practicing, and it's pretty. I'm by no means am I an expert, but you know, I've been working. Now since I have a live audience, I'm gonna mess up. That's how it always works. So, like the sleeper, see, it's just sleeping in place, right? And then, hold on, this is the Jamaican flag, but I
Okay.
messed it up
Yeah.
right there.
Plus, was too
But,
high anyway.
huh?
It was too high anyway. Couldn't see in frame.
Oh, okay. So see, I didn't mess up in frame, so it doesn't count, right? So, the Jamaican flag. You can see the Jamaican flag,
There you go.
and I messed it up again. See, I'm trying to do it for the picture, so that's the problem. But then rock the cradle. Let me see.
That's what I thought you were going to go to when you started playing with the string.
So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. I could do the forward pass as well. I wonder how cool this could look at the camera. Watch it hit my computer and break. That'll be so funny. I can't see it.
Yeah, it's whatever.
But
Moving
yeah,
on.
that's what I've done this week. Learned do more yo-yos and whatever. Maybe I'll make if you follow my TikTok, the Nerdy Phase, you see me doing a couple of tricks on there too, and what tricks I've done. So follow the Nerdy Phase on TikTok. I post a video at least one a day. All right. What about you, Tom?
I've been fighting some bugs for democracy.
Finding some bugs for democracy.
Yeah, finally getting down on Helldivers 2. I was thinking about getting the last week and everything, but I just wasn't in a position. I realized everybody was talking about it, but I started seeing more and more videos on it. I had a couple of friends actually talking about it. I'm like, God damn it, final play it. And now that I'm playing it, I am so sad I didn't pick it up week one. But the game is fantastic. It's I would say, I mean, obviously there's a lot of talk about it being kind of like between oh my god, not super. Same thing I did last week. Not Super Troopers.
Destiny?
Starship Troopers. There we go. Starship Troopers meets ODST, because you are essentially an orbital drop trooper. You jump in, but there's a lot of propaganda, a lot of for democracy, and you do all this stuff for pride and country and everything. So that's so the overall feel of it for that's pretty fun. I've been seeing a lot of articles online talking about how Halo is really fucking up right now because their games have been less than stellar. Their show sucks. Everybody hates it. By the way, I've been watching that, and it's only because it's like, oh, I want to see a bunch of people in giant mech suits killing people the whole time. There hasn't been a lot of that, which is super, super depressing. God, the show is just shit. Going back to the point though is, with they had the ODST, Halo 3 ODST. I thought was a fantastic game. It was really interesting just seeing, playing a video game in that world, but not playing as Master Chief. So you have different, I guess, lack of abilities, and you have different things you got to worry about. But they should have made this game a long time ago. Per an article that I was reading, a former developer on, I think it was originally Bungie, and then switched over to 343, and then he left. He couldn't officially comment on it, but his comment was, "Oh, well, why wasn't there ever a ODST game, kind of like Helldivers 2?" And the guy says, "I can't really comment about it because of NDAs." So I'm assuming that they wanted to do something and they didn't because they're lazy sacks of shit and they don't know how to run a franchise, just like Disney and a lot of other people out there. And then I would say actual gameplay wise, running around shooting, since it's third person, feels very Gears of War-esque. So if you were a fan of Gears of War, you might actually really like this game, just for gameplay alone.
I've never played Gears of War.
Really? Okay, that's another staple, I guess, you haven't gotten down on.
Well, the thing is I've been a PlayStation guy for the most part.
Yeah.
So, and during the Gears of War 3 era, I wasn't really into shooters. I was more interested in action games and JRPGs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I never played 4, but I played 1, 2, and 3. Those were great games.
So
or maybe I played 1 and 2.
4
never
wasn't
played 3.
Good.
Yeah, same. My buddy, he really enjoyed it, but it's probably one of those things where you really enjoy playing the game, but you can definitely tell it's like, oh, this is just recycled.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Oh, and I finally finished Avatar this week. So if anybody hasn't...
episode 4, 5.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think? Verdict was pretty good.
Verdict's pretty good. I would say my complaints are the exact same. Where I like the casting. Obviously they're going to hit all the same bits, but they're going to do it in a slightly different. Just like One Piece. But I don't have anything truly negative about the show. Anything I have to say is nitpicky, and I wouldn't say is really against the overall quality. I
was going to say, go ahead.
Well, I would say the only thing is I would probably say the overall acting and everything isn't exactly the greatest. There's definitely a few, like Katara's grandma and the Southern Water Tribe. Like anytime she talked, I'm like, wow, this is just terrible acting. But again, it's kind of a kid's show. It's more nostalgia than anything. But I would still say it's, I don't know, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, that's a fair score.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, that score is like, oh, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Maybe a 7.
But it wasn't good.
I would say it was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but it was good. It was above mid.
So above mid, okay. But I kind of see so you kind of struck a chord. Sorry, so that's always good when you strike a chord and we go on the conversation. You were talking about the One Piece show versus the Avatar show, a live action show. I mean, they're both done pretty. I thought One Piece was done pretty good. But the major difference is you can tell a story in the Avatar. And the 8 episodes, because each season's only like 26 episodes, 22, 24, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you're showing the show for 45 minutes apiece.
Oh, some of them are closer to an hour, but yeah.
Yeah, that's about almost 2.5 episodes full. Maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because TV shows are like 18 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, the cartoon only got about 20 more minutes of runtime than the live action did. Right.
So the fact that each episode is like 3 episodes. I mean, it is a little bit faster. They get rid of the filler. But now the One Piece, the One Piece show, in order to cover this first season. That was like it was under a major saga, but that was like almost 4. It was about 4 arcs, and each arc is different. Like when they're in the restaurant, that arc alone was like about 35 episodes, and they did it in like 2 episodes. So
was it 35? I don't think 35 episodes. I'd probably say maybe 8 episodes. I don't know. We have to go back.
It was up there.
Yeah.
So, but even like Arlong was a high. Had quite a few episodes and stuff like that. The thing is while the One Piece was done good, Avatar hits the story better because they're not having to skip around as much. They just get rid of the filler.
Yeah.
The useless chatter.
But it's only about 20 minutes worth of chatter. Of course, there's some other filler that they're throwing in there. They're hitting the same beats. They're just hitting them in different ways.
Yeah.
Like talk about, say Zuko and, the conflict that he's got with his dad and everything. The fight that he had with General Zhao, that was That was also different. He didn't have the fight actually at Zhao's base, like in the show.
So,
the Agni Kai.
anytime I see General Zhao, I just think of one thing. You ever see the movie Rush Hour?
No. Well, yeah, I have, but I'm trying to figure out what you're alluding to.
It's just General Zhao's like, so he was one of the the guy they thought was Zhang Tao. He was the Chinese guy that the blonde hair, the blondish hair. And I just don't every time I'm like when he gets into a fight, I just want him to be like, drop your weapons and fight like a man. So in his funny like Chinese accent, I can't do a Chinese accent. I'm sorry, that was a bad impersonation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't picture him outside of Rush Hour. When I saw him, like, oh, that's the guy from Rush Hour. That's so funny. So, I have no respect for General Zhao in that aspect, which is kind of cool because even in the cartoon, I didn't have respect for him. I think he was a piece of trash. So,
all right, I just hit the button. So I want to mention one thing, but feel free to clip this part out and then keep what I say, or just clip this entire thing out. But one thing that I think is really good, in Hollywood in general, they're doing a lot of like diversity hires and all that kind of good stuff. Like, I think, this is literally, one of the things that's super cool about Avatar is that every single nation is based on different Asian cultures and everything, and I think they did a really good, going back to the casting, I think they did a really good job about casting, these, Chinese, Japanese, I'm not even sure, I don't do well with, identifying Asian races because I'm not really around a bunch of people, I'm living in Midwest Missouri and everything, 95% of the people around me are white. But the point that I'm getting at though is, I think this is a perfect, example of people going out and finding a character, finding somebody who matches the character and not trying to over embellish and try to promote any agendas or anything. Like, they did casting well. Again, I think everything they're doing about the show has been great.
So, I mean, and that's cool that they, I love that they did that because it's true. Sometimes, some stuff has like a person, like a white guy playing a black guy. I'm like, well, he's been black this whole time. Now why is he white? Or
vice versa. Yeah.
So, which is all fine, but I think the casting and stuff like that, it shouldn't be. Yeah, I'm all about diversity. I think everyone deserves an equal chance. But I mean, you can cast it to either cast it to the original source or become the original source. A prime example in that is in the MCU, Nick Fury. People who grew up with Nick Fury, he was white, and they cast him as black. And let me tell you, Samuel Jackson is now the Nick Fury even comic book fans know, because Samuel Jackson is Nick Fury.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, it's so. I mean, that's what I mean by become the original source. So get so.
There's a difference between shoehorning something in just to fit whatever ideology you're trying to have, and then there's actual true diversity by writing diverse characters with diverse backgrounds and, having it put in there. You just have to, again, tell a good story. They told a great story. They casted the correct people to tell a compelling story, plain and simple. So, yeah, all right. So there's our rant to get us canceled. Click.
But all in all, Avatar is a decent show. So
yeah,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed One Piece as well. And that's another thing too. Just if you want to mark it here, I was going to say with One Piece, if you notice, every single character is a different authenticity, right? Of course, in the show, they're all in the cartoon show. They're all not, right? So, Oda.
Well, I would say, for that, literally just kind of cartoon characters and everybody, because Yeah, I mean, I think they did casting well. I think they just did a good job about finding people to fit the role, and then boom, you're good to go.
Yeah, well, Oda saying when he originally was trying to think up of One Piece, he wanted Luffy's crew to be diverse.
Mm-hmm.
And when he started writing it, that just wasn't a real big thing. So then that's when he just kept them all like that and made them diverse in personalities. So his vision is what's going on in the show. So, but anyways, anywho, nerd news for this week. A couple of things. I mean, I know we talk a lot about gaming and our nerd news, but there's, as far as technology, there's not a whole lot going on. Football's done, so there's no sports that I follow currently. I mean, you still have the NBA, but I don't really follow the NBA until
Final
playoffs.
Four. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, go Blues and everything, but I enjoy watching the game, but I just nothing I follow. I follow other things. It's just not my forte. Don't get me wrong, if somebody's offering me a relatively inexpensive ticket and they want me to go see a game, I will do it, hands down, won't complain, have a great time. If somebody wants to go to a bar, pick up a pitcher of beer and some and a basket of fries, sit back and watch the game, 100%. But yeah, again, just not following it.
Right. Which, and the reason I bring up sports is because NCAA 25 has officially been announced. They're releasing a college football game for the first time in like 15 years, 14, 12 years. I don't know. I'm bad at math.
20 earlier. You
2014,
said 2014.
So 14, 10 years.
Wow, I remember the first time I did math.
Yeah, so this is the first time in 10 years that they've done it. And NCAA, for those who don't follow it, it's just college football. So, and it's been they used to be one of their favorites, and fans are really excited about it. I mean, it's not gonna be no Power World huge or Helldivers huge or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth huge, but it has a following, and it's going. You'll see it being streamed, I'm sure.
I wonder how they're doing royalties and stuff. So, as you know, previously in college sports, they weren't allowed to do any. You couldn't get paid by any sponsors or anything, but now that's an option. So I wonder if they're getting paid. All right, hold on.
I think they are. And I feel like something like of the sort is the reason why if it died is because it didn't because of that reason, but I'm not sure. But I think they do get paid by sponsors and stuff now. Oh, other thing real quick. Nerdy thing. My Valentine's gift that my wife got me finally came in. I got a coaster set. It's glaring. No, you can still see. I got a coaster set of different Zelda stuff. So you got one like this. It's a hard coaster set,
like an epoxy or something, like resin.
Yeah, resin. There you go. But yeah, it comes with like different ones. They're getting stuck. They get stuck together. But see.
Oh, that's much better having that. Yeah, layers behind it. There we go. Okay.
So, but yeah, it's kind of cool. I love it. Because I drink sweat, and so that's what we did. But while you looked it up, another news. February 27th was dun dun dun. I can't do the song.
Dun dun ba 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 ba. All right, stop.
All right, it was Pokemon Day. Pokemon Day was February 27th. Which I think last year this is the 27th anniversary of Pokemon. 27th anniversary. So they went over what they're doing with Pokemon. They're doing a lot of big updates in their games, Pokemon Masters, adding new masters, Pokemon Sleep, They're adding the legendary dogs, starting with Suicune. I believe that's what it was. No, it was the lightning dog. I don't know the lightning dog's name. But they're eventually going to release Suicune and Entei. So they're doing that. I never really got into Pokemon Sleep. I have it, and I've been wanting to get into it, but I just never used it. I don't know if you have any experience with that or not.
Not a whole lot.
So
honestly,
they're doing some like updates on all their games. So
yeah, I did catch a couple any of the starters from Pokemon, including like Eevee and Pikachu. They had birthday hats on.
Oh, really?
So I got a couple of those. Let me see if I can't pull it up. I don't really play.
You play Pokemon Go?
I have it. So I think I completed a couple episodes ago. I got the kids some tablets. On their old tablets, I would hook it up to my Wi-Fi on my phone. And I would tether to their devices, and we'd walk around the neighborhood and just go catch some stuff. New tablets don't have it, so I was playing it, but I haven't been playing it for that specific reason.
Right. All right.
Let me go to...
And that's why back there, I have my Pokemons celebrating. We got Snorlax, Pikachu, Gengar. My newer one, Clefairy. Then there's Togepi. And then my other new one, Teddiursa. And then Piplup. So if you collect Squishmallows, that's the whole collection, basically. Now, they have another Pikachu with a winking eye, but it's Pikachu. I just want the actual character. I don't need the...
Let's see if this works.
There we go, yeah.
So you can see the Charmander's got a hat.
Yeah.
Let's see. My second Squirtle has a hat.
That's cool, and that's because of Pokemon Day.
Yeah, just because of Pokemon Day, they had little hats. I mean, I guess I probably could have found an image on Google and pulled that up. But no, I have them. I played on that day, and I have it. Ooh.
So you played this past Wednesday?
I have it at my desk. I'm at my phone. I'll just pull it up on my desk. Oh, and other random nerd news. Dogecoin is back up to 14 cents.
Yeah, Dogecoin.
Bitcoin is up. It's only still at 61. I think it got up to 62. I don't think it hit its all-time high, but it got close.
Yeah, that's something nerdy I do a little bit too. I mean, I do like stocks.
Well, I would say just since it's I think the highest it ever got was 65. I think it only got to like 62 or something the past few days. So, it's just digital currency. I wouldn't say I'd say a few people out there. Honestly, I feel like if you're following cryptocurrencies,
right,
you probably already know. If you don't, hey guys, all the cryptocurrencies out there, their price is going up. I think that has something to do with, well, there's a few reasons why, but one of them is I think one of the South American, I think two of the South American countries now are using it as as something to back their national currency, so that helped the price go up. I think there's also some other financial things going on to lead that direction. But yeah,
I was looking at my stocks. I earned it's not bad. I've only done a little bit of investment. If I want companies working, I'm investing more. But I earned a dividend of $7 from all my stocks.
I bought Doge when it was at like 74 cents because I thought the price was going to keep going up on it. As soon as I bought it, it just crashed down to like a couple cents. And then, so when it went down, I went ahead and dropped a few bucks in there. So I've got like 268 shares, I think. So if it goes up to $1, I've got 268 bucks. I get to blow on something I don't need. Maybe like
that's true. I was going to say my biggest investment where I'm making most of my stuff is no, that's my Bitcoin. My Bitcoin has gone up. I'm so happy. Meta. I've invested in Meta. So I invested a total of $8 on Meta. Just to Meta. I'm gonna invest more, but I've gained $10.47. So
yeah, it's a lot of things. I should have gone out and probably like right before they did the big VR stuff and whatever. I should have put some cash in there. I just didn't. Really, what I should have done, I was thinking about it before.
It's still not too late.
Oh yeah, no, I can still go in. They're still making money. They're still doing the VR stuff. Honestly, I bet. And come to think about it, especially since Apple came out with theirs, I'm quite sure that the other VR sets are probably going to come out with some more competition here soon.
The Oculus 3 does just about everything the Apple Pro does. It's just not as high, like quality wise.
That's one of the things is the Apple VR set. It is, I would say, quality wise, it is the overall better one. The big issue is there's a lot of apps that aren't available. There's not a lot of games out there yet. I think it could get there, but they're just the biggest. Here's the funny thing about it. The main reason, at least speculating, the main reason why they release it to the public is to force developers to start coming out with stuff.
Right.
Because right now there's not a whole lot of stuff for it. There's only a few, Apple products out there. But now that it's out and available, people are like, oh, this could be a cash cow. Let's start dumping some money into it.
So, but the final piece of news that came out of the Pokemon Direct this week was they announced a new Pokemon Legends game.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Pokemon Legends ZA. There's not really they didn't really show much other than the fact that it's inside Luminous City. So I mean, I'm not real familiar with where Luminous City was, but if you are, you'll love it. I love the last Pokemon Legends game, Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think that's been the best Pokemon game I've ever played. Because you can actually, it felt like more like Power World to me, in that sense, because you can actually go around and throw your Pokeballs at Pokemon and capture them.
But you can't shoot them.
So, yeah, and that's how it should be. But anyways, moving on from that. So, but as far as nerd news, I mean, like I said, there wasn't really much. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth released the 29th. It was in a leap year, so it's kind of historic. For that. Other than that, there's not really much. So since there's not much, hey, why don't we just take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors? All right. I mean, lately, Tom, I've been feeling, I'm feeling tired. So usually about 1 o'clock, between 1 and 12, it kind of like, in the afternoon, I start to feel tired. Maybe between 12 and 1. That sounds better, right? But what I drink,
say something.
But what I drink is Dubby. It gives me a good energy boost. I could do it, and the cool thing is it's without the jitters.
Coffee extract, not a bunch of crazy chemicals in it.
Yeah. So, but it's been great. I drink a bottle. I drink about because it has a measurement. I drink about half this bottle, and it's good. So,
and then of course you get the hydration because obviously when we record this, it's later at night, and we need to sleep at some point in time. Super excited for the summer when I'm going to go out and ride my bike, stay active with the kids. So yeah, make sure you get the hydration packs as well, and use promo code Surge.
10% off. Yeah, your next purchase. So you get random cups. So it's I really highly recommend it. So, all right. So W, promo code Surge, and we're back. So, why don't we just go right into it? This might be a little bit of a shorter episode, but it's not a big deal.
I think this episode might go a little bit longer than you think, and we just need to think about some of our favorite shows and movies and video games, and I guess dissect those a little bit.
Yeah, we can. Tom, this is this is the subject you wanted to talk about. You told me about it this week. Why don't you tell the audience what it is?
So today we're talking about hard and soft magic systems. Sounds a little weird, but in short, pretty much it's overall the rules of the magic that you're working with in a universe. So the first two examples I like to bring up are going to be Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender, it is very much a hard system. Now, of course, any magic system that you have, it's not ever going to be perfect. But what a hard system is going to be rules. So you know that the earthbenders can only deal with earth. You can know the airbenders only deal with air, water. Yeah, you know, it's very much, there are only so many things you could do. You know, so a airbender can't take a big thing of clay and just say, boom, I can adjust this now. No, there are rules. So, but at the same time, you do have some soft elements, such as the avatar. There's a lot of things that the avatar probably shouldn't. There's no precedent in the show that allows you to do it, but you have the ability to use it for like a plot device. So a very much a soft magic system is going to be Lord of the Rings. Like, can anybody really tell me what magic abilities Gandalf even has? Like, he's a wizard.
Yeah, you really can't, because, you know, when he fights the Balrog, you know, you're like, this guy's going to get killed, and he comes back, you know.
Yeah, like what in the show or what in the book or the movie has ever happened that would indicate that is a possibility? Nothing. It just happens because it's for the, you know, it's just a plot device. So if there's no rules and they can pretty much do whatever the hell they want, it's going to be a soft system. If it's very structured and you feel like you can predict what the characters are able to do or not able to do, that is a hard system. But yeah, so that's what that's the topic. So obviously that's just a 2,000-foot overview, and I don't know, what's one of your favorite magic systems, or I guess games or shows, Sergio?
I'll go with a show, anime. Always. Especially as of late, there's been a lot of magic type shows. It's real. Magic is real popular in shows, especially with the wave of isekai animes. But one that particularly stands out to me that's not necessarily isekai, it's Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh yeah.
I would say that whole thing is 100% hard magic. Like, you know, you have different alchemists that can do different things. And it I mean, I guess the main character is a little bit of an oddball, but even with that, it explains why he can do it. Now, if you watch the original Fullmetal Alchemist before Brotherhood, that one was more soft magic, because have you seen the show?
Yeah, of course. I've seen both.
Okay.
I've finished them both.
Okay, perfect. So in the first anime, when he goes like this, they're like, oh, what? How did I do? It's just confusing. And then they never explain why he can do that. And it's just part of the plot. Right? So in Brotherhood, like, from the moment he can do this, it explains why and when he does it explains why he can do it.
I think they explain it later on, but yeah, so he's able to create a transmutation circle from himself.
Right.
Because anybody else, if they ever wanted to do anything, so let's take what's the fire guy, the main character?
Colonel Mustang.
Yeah, Colonel Mustang. So his biggest thing is fire, and in order for him to do his transmutations and stuff, he has to wear a white glove, and on the white glove there's a little circle with a little design in it, and then he's able to snap, spark, and then he's able to use the transmutation to make lots of fire. Yeah, so maybe that's one example. So yeah, but anytime anybody you see, you're going to see a transmutation circle. Obviously the Elric brothers, they can just do this, but again, it's explained they are the transmutation circle.
Yeah, and the reason they can do this is because if you there are certain things in that world that are taboo. If you break the taboo, there's consequences. And there is a door, the door of truth, and people want to see the truth. The only reason they achieved that is because they broke taboo of trying to bring back someone to life. And that system, even by what they did, that system still follows the rules. So, like, that's what I liked about that show. So, and of course, there's other shows like I think the one show that I'll kind of say is hybrid that I like to watch is Black Clover. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No, I haven't.
So, every person has I say it's hybrid because there's rules in the system. Like certain people are tuned to certain elements and they're tuned to certain things, and but then the main character just all of a sudden gets a awesome sword because he can't use magic, and he gets a sword, and he gets stronger because of the plot. So he's a soft magic character because he just plot wise he gets stronger because he's the main character. But you know, but yeah.
Going back to Avatar, one of the things I was, doing my research, watching a couple videos here and there, but somebody ended up explaining, one of the cool things is, how is the Avatar able to breathe underneath the water? Well, he's able to use both air and water bending, and he's able to separate the air molecules from the water molecules and pretty much create an air bubble for him to stay in. So those are rules. Right. Like, so just a waterbender might be able to make the air gap, but they couldn't necessarily bring the oxygen. So theoretically, a waterbender could stay underwater for a while, but until everything starts turning into CO2, where the Avatar can continue to grab air molecules, from the water, the H2O, the O from the H2O, and continue and create a continuous breathing system underwater for as long as he's able to continue bending.
Yeah. I think the only thing in that show that I don't like it just doesn't it's just there. It doesn't really explain why. It's or what because the 4 elements. They talk about the 4 elements in that video. Spirit manipulation is under air and water.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then but you've noticed that chart always used. There's no energy bending, which I think that was just a plot device for Aang to find a peaceful way to defeat Fire Lord Ozai.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically you could say he manipulated the molecules in his body or something that would have blocked his chi. Because I mean, I think ultimately in Legend of Korra, that's how it's explained. Chi was blocked, and it doesn't have the ability to do it. But I would say in general, though, like you could still say, okay, because they have these abilities, they're able to do this. Like it's in canon, like them's the rules. But then you have stuff where, at the Northern Water Temple, where he turns into that big koi fish. Like I would say that right there is more of a soft. At what point in time is he able to turn into some large animal and destroy everything? Well, it's not there. So it's all right, cool. Spirit's able to do that. Cool. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
So here's one that I am kind of confused about. So I, the video that you refer to is the one that I sent you just to kind of get us, on the same page for the topic. But he was mentioning that Star Wars is soft magic. I would argue that originally it was hard magic, and I think the sequels and extended universe stuff has turned it more into a soft magic.
Yeah, I mean, well, I would say the extended universe turned it more into hard magic.
Really?
Because they actually researched the Force and actually tried to, figure out what it does, what it means, how to use it properly, how to manipulate it, things like that. Like Darth Plagueis. So,
well, for that kind of stuff, yes. I mean but I would say for like the special healing abilities and everything that everything that not Plagueis, Sidious was doing, in the last movie, the World Between Worlds. I would say that stuff has turned it more into a soft magic system. Just because there's not really an explanation behind it. It's like, oh, we need you to do this. You're going to be able to do this now, and now it's just in there.
Yeah, and the thing is like, I agree that because, like, it's stupid. Like Kylo Ren has been training with the Force. He's been training with it, especially doing the mind probe, and all of a sudden, like, Rey figures it out like that. What? That's hardcore soft magic.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, just being able to do it out of nowhere, because everybody else had to do training, meditation. Yeah. So I'm not saying like they ruined it. They could still tell compelling stories with it, but Yeah, they definitely threw a wrench in the understanding of what we think of Star Wars and the Force. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't really explain what the Force. By no means, you just know the Force is the Force.
Yeah.
Never explains anything.
Even the midichlorian stuff, like, because again in the Plagueis book they talk about how everybody has midichlorians. Some animals have very high counts of midichlorians, but they don't have exactly the ability to, not everything with a high midichlorian count has the ability to actually use the Force. There's like a combination in there, and honestly that kind of stuff kind of turns into more of a hard magic right there.
Right.
But then again, it's like, okay, having the ability to heal is one thing, but then being able to practically bring somebody back to life, it's a little more soft on that one.
Right. So, one hot take, probably, that I would argue is soft magic, is Harry Potter.
I mean, let me sit on that one, because honestly, I was thinking more hard magic on that one, and that's just due to the fact that everything has a spell, has their own incantations. Everything needs its own, for potions, you need the specific, articles of things to put in there. Yes, I would say they've got soft elements in it, but I would say overall is more hard.
I mean, if you're talking about the brewing and stuff like that, okay, I can argue that's hard. But here's the thing: the main thing of the movie is the wand combat. Okay, so like one prime example, one major conflict in the movie, it's what's her name, Molly versus Beatrix Lestrange.
Yeah.
Right? You're telling me Molly, who's not an Auror or not anything, she just was good at magic. And she was a house mother. You're telling me that someone like her was able to beat Beatrix Lestrange, a pronounced psychotic death eater who has killed multiple people, and is was a natural talent for her class too. So that's more of a soft magic aspect, because for plot's sake, Molly overtook it.
Yeah, I guess without the ability to have the dedicated training and focus, I guess there's no point that kind of says that, oh, she's a super cool, level-headed individual who, was a prodigy in their time just due to the fact that they have the ability to, be one with the magic system. Whatever the hell it is. But yeah.
And then the whole thing with Voldemort and Harry, really, Harry was more powerful than Voldemort. He was able to beat him. He was defeated by simple plot. Oh, he wasn't the true master of the Elder Wand, and the Elder Wand could not defeat its master.
Yeah.
So then the whole love magic thing. If you make a sacrificial love, you're protected against certain stuff. So there's whole speculation that when Harry confronted Voldemort in the forest and shot him, and Voldemort did Avada Kedavra and killed him, I mean, he just killed the Horcrux inside of him, so it didn't necessarily kill Harry, but they considered that a sacrificial love, and that's part of the reason why Molly was able to beat Beatrix Lestrange, or why the Death Eaters weren't able to defeat students, because the magic wasn't hurting them because of that.
I mean, I think everything's got, hard and soft aspects to it. I would say probably like a 70-30. 70 hard, 30% soft.
Yeah. And I think hard, it just depends on the character.
Yeah.
I think Severus Snape's hard magic all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was the only one of the only people to ever impress Slughorn. And he followed the rules and realized, oh, the rules that are in this book are incorrect. And so he followed his own set of rules.
Yeah.
Now Dumbledore, soft magic. You know, he's just, he's Dumbledore. So, but whatever. But he, he cast like one of the most powerful Hellfire spells in the thing. You know, and the other thing that I find that soft magic is the forbidden spells, unforgivable curses. Like, unforgivable curses, you cast it systematically. You are a dark wizard, right?
No. Here, I'm pausing this real quick. I just hit that. I need to go let the dog in, but we'll come back and we'll talk about this spot.
And we're just gonna sit here and wait. He went to go let his dog out. Dude, look at that foosball table. That's super sick. But yeah. This way I know what where the mark ends, so I can just cut this out. Be fun. It's fun editing, I guess, maybe. I have 2 days edit though, so I can do it Monday. No, I'll still do it Monday. I'll edit it next day. But it's exciting.
Sorry, never left the back door open for the dogs to run in and out and everything, which is fine. We got this nice big screen thing to allow it to happen. But Lola was out there just barking her fucking dick off, even though she's a girl. But regardless. So, yeah, I had to go let her in so we don't get, fucking cops
called. Well, I can edit this part out, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. So let me go ahead. So real quick, we were talking about the dark magic and what makes it.
Okay. Well, okay, so.
Well, here, before you start explaining too much about it, like, I'm just making sure that's what we're talking about. Right? Yeah. Okay, so 3, 2, 1.
So I was saying with like the dark magic, when you cast it, are you a dark wizard? Or is there a gray wizard? I mean, a good wizard won't do that.
So I would say, I wouldn't say it's like the Force, where if you start going down the path of using those spells, it starts bringing you down the path. If you keep using it, then it consumes you. Like, I don't remember anything in there, either the books or the movies, that would indicate that by using it, you're automatically bad. I would say that...
And that's soft magic right there.
What, the fact that whether or not it makes you good or bad? I think it's literally...
The fact that the Force makes you bad if you use it in the wrong way.
I mean, I feel like that's been explained enough, how, the need for power consumes you and everything. I don't know, I guess it's kind of hard. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can understand why you think it's hard magic. Well, soft magic. I would say it's more hard just due to the fact that, it's been established in movie after movie after book after book after show, why using it will lead you down a path. So if you use it once, it doesn't necessarily mean that bad things will happen, but the probability starts becoming not zero. But going back to the Harry Potter stuff, because who's the, now granted, technically the dark arts teacher and the one with Mad-Eye Moody, there we go. So he was using it, and I would think everybody would consider him, with the exception of him actually being somebody else because he captured Mad-Eye Moody, people would consider him to be a good wizard, but he just has, he is willing to go out and break the taboo of using the dark magic.
Right, and that's what I'm getting at. Like, the taboo is supposed to be bad. You're not supposed to do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I would say it's the same as, going outside without any pants on. You can do it. Just make sure that you do it, that nobody's out to see you and everything, but it doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a sex offender or something by going outside without any pants on. Just don't get caught, where if you were to use the bad magic to kill somebody and you did it in front of people, or it was just sort of, no different than I got drunk one night, decided to go out and murder somebody. I would say that would make you bad for that. But I would say there's nothing in it that would indicate by using it you were inherently bad. I think it's just it's a cultural cultural thing versus versus something that is hardwired, where you use this magic, you turn bad.
Right.
So I would still say that I wouldn't say that would have anything to do with hard or soft magic at that point, just because I think it's culture in the universe. So
that's one way to look at it. I mean, so it's just one of those things, like, they associate unforgivable curses used by evil wizards, and in reality, you can't tell me that the greatest wizard of all time in that movie, which is Dumbledore, you can't tell me he hasn't dabbled in Crucio or Abracadabra or Imperial to get his way.
I mean, because I would say it's along the same lines as saying the name Voldemort. You're not supposed to. It brings people great pain and makes people very uncomfortable by just saying it. But it's not that you can't say it. It's not like Harry Potter turned evil just because he said Voldemort. So I would put it in that kind of category personally. But yeah, to each his own. We all have our opinions. That's the great thing about the nerdy phase. I could definitely tell Serge why he's wrong and why.
Oh, whatever. So, Dragon Ball Z, soft magic all the way. There's no rhyme and reason.
Soft. It's just the most flaccid of soft systems.
There's just nothing to really discuss that. It's just Now, one that I've been recently watching, an Isekai, Solo Leveling. That one has a hard magic system for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's what makes it that way too. So, we've talked about what happened, but so when you go when the gates opened up for the first time, the humans awaken potential inside of them, and so in order to determine what rank you were, you go and you touch this sphere, and it measures your rank, and you can be rank E, D, C, B, A, or S rank. Okay. And once your rank is determined, you stay within that rank. You really can't get any more powerful than what that is. That's it. You're that rank. So, and there's only like maybe 4 or 5 people that awaken as an S class. And of course, now they're head of their own guilds and they're like badasses, So, but that's a hard system right there. You can't, you're within this rank. You can't leave this rank. That's it, And based on your rank, you can only learn certain spells, learn certain, moves, things like that. So
I guess a big difference between something that would make that a hard and a soft magic, though, is there any kind of, obviously big quotations on scientific, but is there something that you can, you see something happen to them specific, and then, that is what caused them to have said power or whatever ability?
The main character still, he still falls into a hard magic system, because even though he because of the plot, I mean, I think I'll go hybrid with that one, because of the plot. As of right now, maybe it'll change later because I don't know the whole story. He became something called the Player. And so he has to follow but within his player status, he has to follow set amount of rules in order to achieve levels, and he can level up and actually rank up and actually do better. But he still has to follow a set of rules to get that. Like, every day he has to do a daily goal, run, do like 10,000 push-ups, run, do 1,000 push-ups, do 1,000 pull-ups, run 1,000 kilometers. So he's got to follow that rule every day. If he doesn't, there's a consequence. And if he follows the rule, then he gets ability points and treasures. So he falls into a soft or a hybrid because he did get the power because of the plot as of right now. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay. Crap. I was thinking about another show. Let's go to more to video game route. What's a good video game with magic?
The Final Fantasy series.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna also go into Zelda after that, but let's go do Final Fantasy first.
I think every Final Fantasy is different. So, like, let's just go with the one I'm playing then. Final Fantasy 7. It's a I'm gonna say it's a hybrid, 100%, because there is a systematic reason why people can cast magic through the materia. That's because the earth, the Mako energy is forming materia, and you can take it out. It's like formed pure. It's a pure energy ball, and it can do different things. So, that's hard magic in a sense because without it you can't do it. It's all systematically done that way.
Okay.
All right. But the soft magic portion of it is, there's two materias that just exist, that never formed, never did anything. One person, she has one of the main characters. She has the white materia, and it's supposed to counteract the black materia, but it never explains that these were formed naturally with energy or anything like that. They were just there. So, and for the plot, they just advanced the plot. So
yeah, I would say for Zelda, that's soft magic.
All the way soft magic.
All the way soft magic. Obviously you've got your three goddesses, you got Hylia, but like what ability do they really have? By Ganondorf having the Triforce of Power, what does he actually get other than he's a super powerful guy who could destroy everything? Like, what is his ability? For Link having courage for his ability, like what does that really give him other than he's a badass to learn whatever move, or being a sword, the master swordsman with the master sword. Obviously there's always like the hard elements in there, like okay, that the master sword is the devil's bane and will seal the darkness, but what exactly is it doing? How is it doing it? Why is it doing it? I would say even for Final Fantasy, again, they have an energy that they're able to get from the earth or wherever they get their energy from. So that's a little hard on that side. But for Zelda, no, there's no consistency anywhere.
No. The only consistency, and even so, even up until you get to a certain point, Ocarina of Time, unless you're like a hardcore fan that's like read it 500 times, it becomes a convoluted mess.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's when the hero defeated Ganon, the fall of the hero, and then the child era.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, just the three timelines itself is soft as shit.
And then and then now, but Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom fucked that up hardcore, and they don't know where to fit it in. So.
Yeah.
They say it all, like it starts in a straight line, forks off, and then comes back to Breath of the Wild because it unites all three. So, but yeah, that whole system there, the only consistency is the reincarnation.
Yeah,
from Skyward Sword.
But we still love it. It's because
I love Zelda.
That's like the big thing is like literally the magic changes. Yeah. The magic changes to fit the narrative, because, Ocarina of Time, you get an Ocarina, you can play it does a bunch of cool, fancy stuff. You can teleport places. When you start getting to Tears of the Kingdom, there's teleporting, but the teleporting works completely different. And then again, all the magic and everything in it is specifically, this is a new game. This is what magic system we're on this time. No explanation past that.
I was gonna look something up, but like that video that we saw, like one of the things. Okay, that was his name. He was like, it just blew me away. I was like, and I didn't really think about it, and I just kind of think about it. He said that Game of Thrones was purely soft magic.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, it 100% is.
I would say it's similar to Lord of the Rings, because how much magic do you really see in the show?
You don't really see magic.
I mean, you see an amount of it, but who's able to do what gives them their power other than the gods and goddesses? Man, that's something that would be really cool to actually see something where they, have more interaction with the deities and everything of the because who are the old gods and the new? But
then it's like something that super interested me. I put in my wish list for my note. Brandon Sanderson. I guess he was one who kind of went into the soft magic, hard magic system. He did that. He read that book, Mistborn.
Yeah, I've got. So I logged into Johnny's Audible account, and I've got all of the Mistborn books downloaded and ready to go. I just need to start listening to them.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna get them. I will have some information. Apparently, some of these things are like 54. Like the books, the physical books would be like this big. It takes like 50 hours for just the audiobook.
Yeah, but just when he was talking about that, like he only got into the metal aspect. It was like different metals, and it's like, dude, that's hardcore. It's like, where's this in anime wise?
Yeah, they've got that. So Johnny was talking to me about it a little bit, but so let's say if you eat, if you consume iron, well, iron will allow you to push things away. But they also, not only do they have, all right, here's the set rules, but you also have the physics go into it as well. So if I weigh 100 pounds, just throw numbers out there, and this little cube weighs 20 pounds, I'll push it. If I weigh, 100 pounds, but this brick weighs 200 pounds, then I'm going to get pushed away with it. And they're able to essentially fly. They could put like a coin on the ground, and they could push the coin away, but because it's on something that's super stiff and you can't push through it, then you're able to levitate yourself off the ground, fly wherever the hell you want. So right. Yeah, I mean, it's from the explanation alone, I am super excited to get into that extended universe.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't have a sugar mom like Johnny to get me free books, but
Right. Well, to be fair, I bought a lot of books, and he's logged into my account multiple times as well. We do a pretty good job trading books off.
So, but yeah, it just sounds like a really good series to get into. So yeah. I have to figure out the order first. I don't know which ones are which.
There's the Mistborn. I think there's
I'll just Wikipedia
13 or 14 different books out there. Like there's it's they don't call it a universe, but there's different planets and everything that the same mechanics work on. So none of the stories are related, but they're all in the same. They're all in the same universe in terms of like, we all know that if the Earth has so much mass, and because the Earth has that much mass, it has gravity, and you have terminal velocity and this. So if we go to another planet and we know that the atmosphere is this thick and the planet has this much mass, if I drop something, it's going to take this long for this object to hit the ground. So it's the same kind of in universe in terms of, you go to any planet, it's going to be working on the same set of rules.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm trying to say the MCU soft magic.
Oh yeah, I think anything comic book wise. I mean, you got the rules and everything, but yeah, you got all these different alien races, and you've got all these people on Earth. Some people get bit by spiders, other people fall into toxic waste. Some people get powered up by the sun. Why is it just Superman who's Kryptonians that are powered by the yellow sun? I'm surprised we haven't seen any other creatures out there that have comparable abilities, just from different planets, different corners of the universe. So we'll see. Is Krypton, is that in the Milky Way, or was that in a completely totally different galaxy?
Completely different galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's totally soft on that. Like, it's weird. Not weird, but just the way they do it. You know.
Well, yeah, weird in terms of if you really start to think about it, none of it makes sense.
Like, here's the thing. Like, you know, why did the Bruce Banner turn the Hulk with game energy, but then when the Fantastic Four got hit with the same game energy, they didn't turn to a hulking monster?
Yeah, and then they're able to use the same gamma type technology to turn other people into Hulk beings.
But yet they didn't turn the Hulk.
Yeah.
And why is it that the super serum that was made from Hulk's gamma rays? Why is he just a super soldier, not a super Hulk?
Yeah.
So it doesn't explain it. It just just does it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but oh well. I can't really think of a lot more things.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. I mean,
there's a
anything
lot.
that is a video game, as long as it's not like a, The Sims or Call of Duty or something. But I would say probably a good 80% of games out there probably have some kind of magic in them.
A lot of, especially JRPGs.
Oh yeah.
So, the Persona series.
I'd say it's soft.
It's super soft. I mean, yeah. I would say that the 3, 4, and 5, the other characters are more hard because they're just bound to the rules of their one persona.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the main character that can switch into multiple personas. That's
Yeah, and the biggest thing is the rules. I mean, and I think one thing that really kind of drives between soft and hard is if they're able to explain it in a scientific way that would make sense for the universe. In terms of like, okay, well, I have the ability to eat so much food, so I have so much energy in my body that I'm able to punch somebody super hard using that energy. It's like, okay, cool, that makes sense. It's not just like, hey, here's the rules. But yeah, so that's I think that's the other big thing about hard and soft magic is to be able to essentially explain it in a scientific way within the universe.
Right. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What about Doctor Strange? Because that's Doctor Strange is the whole thing of he is, what's the word I'm looking for?
Sorcerer Supreme.
Yes, the Sorcerer Supreme, and he's like everything about him is magic. Right?
I would say if it was standalone, just him, you could probably potentially start saying that's a hard magic, just due to the fact that like they do have, explanations. I mean, you could say that theoretically about any one. So let's say Spider-Man. Okay, he gets bit by a radioactive spider that went in and it changes DNA. He's able to do these things. That's one thing. But when you start looking at the entire universe as a whole, the fact that everybody has their own hard and soft. I mean, again, Fantastic Four and the Hulk both got hit by gamma radiation. Two completely different outcomes.
So, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, soft.
Yeah, I didn't think about that one.
I mean, if you think about it, it doesn't really explain anything about the doors or anything like that. It's just,
Well, I mean, I feel like to an extent, like obviously they're using the magic and everything, but it's more like a, a metaphor. Like watching it, like, is this really happening, or is this just a metaphor of what conflict is going on in said universe?
Right. So you think Lord of the Rings is soft magic?
Yeah, no, it's super, super flaccid.
So I used to be a big fan of those movies, and then I'm not.
I keep telling myself, granted, there's a lot of stuff I've been telling myself I was going to watch. I keep talking about me wanting to go back and watch a bunch of like, late 90s, early 2000s comedies. So we're talking like Austin Powers, anything with Will Ferrell in it. I mean, hell, probably even like mid to early 90s too. So I'm thinking about like, Happy Gilmore, that kind of stuff. But that's one of the movies, though. I keep telling myself, like, oh, maybe if I'm at work and it's slow, just.
You've never seen Lord of the Rings?
No, I've seen all of them.
Oh, okay.
Extended cuts and everything. I just haven't seen them recently, and I keep telling myself I want to watch them again.
Yeah, I haven't seen them recent either. So, but I worked with somebody who's obsessed with it and loves it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
that's one thing I like about a lot of my my gun tubers and stuff when I watch. It's nice to know that like these cool people who used to be in the military or gun builders, all that kind of good stuff. They're active nerds as well. It's nice to know that cool people are watching some nerdy stuff and making references to it this day, and I'm able to get the reference. It's nice.
Willow, have you seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
No,
I don't have any intent to, because that's the one on Disney. Didn't it bomb?
You're talking about the second. You're talking about the series.
Oh.
Willow. This one came out in the 80s.
Okay, yeah, the original Disney movie. Okay.
So, I don't think it wasn't Disney. It was just ABC. But
Disney, well, I guess Disney just owns the rights now. I thought
they do.
I thought it was originally. Whatever.
But I would argue that would be a soft magic movie as well. I'm just trying to think of hard magic movies because there's very few. It's just all.
I think it's hard to get a good hard system in there because again, most of the time your magic is there to serve the plot versus serving, the actual universe itself.
Right. And that's they really need to release and the thing is, even like some of these books you read the book and it's got a hard magic system in place, and then all of a sudden they go and they release they make it soft magic for the plot device. Mm-hmm. Like for example, one good example is the Ready Player One. Okay, in order for you to level up your avatar, right, in the book, he was bound to one place. He couldn't go anywhere because he was such low level. So, and eventually he started leveling up, and he started getting better. But in order for him to actually do anything, to actually be able to cast magic or equip certain magical items, things like that, he had to be a certain level and level up. And so that right there, the book was hard magic because in order for him to progress magically, his magical abilities or any real casting stuff or magical items, he had to be leveled a certain extent.
Yeah.
In the movie, it totally becomes soft magic because you don't know what level he is, and he just grabs any old magical item and uses it, or he's just an automatically, since he's the main character, he's a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got
that plot armor.
But that's a soft magic in the movie, but in hard magic in the book, and that's the issue. I'm afraid like they do a lot of stuff. It's more hard magic in certain aspects in the book, but then they release movie wise, it becomes hardcore soft magic.
Yeah. So well, just again, just trying to make a movie, just trying to get that money in.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like I wish they would just release a book and keep it true to release a movie and keep it true to the book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's 3 books. We have a total of 12 movies that they get the whole movie in the it's fine, let's do it. But it's not.
The funny thing is, apparently that's why a lot of people didn't like the most recent Dune movie. Like people who love the books love the movie, but anybody who never read the books, they're like, "Oh, this is slow. This is boring." That's exactly why they don't keep things true to the book, is because they want to appeal to a general audience who hasn't, gone down that path yet.
Right. Dune, I haven't seen those yet, but
yeah, it's on Netflix right now. Dune 1, it's supposed to be leaving soon, so I need to hurry and get on that before it's gone. But Dune 2 just came out a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. That's I mean, again, I got to watch the first one before we go see the second one, but that would be a good one.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, so. Yeah. But, anyways, yeah, a lot of these shows are just doing. They lean more towards. They're just more soft magic.
Yep, all about the
you
plot.
want a good hard magic system is you read the books, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, of course, in books in general, they kind of get in more detail about how it works, why it works. So.
Yeah, I mean, if books aren't boring though.
Yeah.
But anime. I mean, if anime has a lot of soft magic. They have some hard magic systems, but sometimes for the sake of the plot, even like
for
this
the
one
sake
I'm
of the main
watching.
character, like, again, going
Yeah.
back to Dragon Ball Z, like, all right, cool. Goku is powerful. All right, how does he get more powerful? He just fights more. That's about it. He just yells.
He's a Saiyan. He
and then
gets
his
stronger.
power
He's
level
the
goes
same.
up. I ended up watching. So I haven't seen it, but I on YouTube I saw a short where Goku and who's that rabbit cat looking guy with the big ears from Dragon Ball Super? Yeah, him. So I saw a short with those two. So I'm like, ooh, I wonder what this is from. So I ended up watching this fight between the two of them. And apparently he gives Goku some god powers and they're fighting. And if he would have hit Goku the first time at full power, he'd be dead. But, he just kind of played with them and kept playing with them until he kept on getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Yeah. And I didn't really get to see exactly how all of that ended. I would like to.
He never defeats them.
Okay. But I would like to see it one of the abridged shows about that.
They haven't done that, and I think that fight is the only hard magic fight because, obviously you're fighting a god of destruction. That's what he is, and you're an average person that has godlike power, but you're not really a god.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, they make it hard to defeat gods, and they don't defeat gods. So it's kind of cool. Yeah. They kept that to it. So, but let's see here. Avatar: The Last Airbender. We got that one. Game of Thrones. Man, I can't really think of much other stuff. As far as that goes.
I think we've exhausted the topic for this week.
Yeah, there's a lot to it though, but very
there's a lot of great video essays out there talking about it deeply. Hopefully, we at least got you interested in the topic enough to kind of start going off exploring, and then watch your show, analyze it a little bit, see what you think about the magic system. Let us know if you. So in the comments, go down like, hey, I think this show is hard magic. I think this show is soft magic. Tell us why.
Yeah, for sure. It made me analyze a lot of my shows after watching that video. So, like, you would think it's plot armor, or is it actual systematically?
Yeah, and obviously most shows it's a combination. I'd say Avatar 95% hard magic, but there's that 5%. Just because he's the Avatar, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, Avatar State, and then he just demolishes everything. It's stupid.
Oh yeah.
So, I beg to differ that Fire Lord Ozai was vastly superior to him. Granted he had the comet, the power of the comet, but at the same time too, he was just a better fighter overall, and he trashed Aang until Aang got mad and used Avatar State.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there, soft magic scene all the way.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's established. There's a reason why he's able to do it. They have the explanation on why and everything. So I'm not sure.
He never controls it, so that's which is stupid.
No, he learns how to control it at that point in time. I would say, earlier in the series, he's not able to control it, but I think at that point in time, he intentionally went into Avatar State. It wasn't like he got knocked out and then Avatar State took over.
Right.
So I would argue that might still be on the hard side.
Yeah. So let's do something different. I had someone ask me a question about the nerdy phase, and what's the good way of how do we explain what the nerdy phase is to people? And I mean, I've told people that we talk about it's not necessarily nerdy stuff. I mean, for the most part, it is. But in reality, it's like we're talking about what you nerd out about. So it's your, your passion. In other words, like everybody has a passion, and when you talk about your passion, you nerd out about that passion.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's just, but yeah, I've been talking to some people, and I got some things lined up. So hopefully, we might have different guests, here for like, it might not be the whole episode, might be part of the episode. But different people who are into ghost stories, fantasy stories, things like that, and that's what they're authors, and yeah, so it's gonna be really, really cool. So a lot is coming up on it. So and we're still streaming. We'll find a more consistent schedule. Just life, kids, work keeps you from not being able to do it. So
please like, subscribe, share, get it to where we can start making money if you enjoy our podcast, so we can
right.
do this a little more full time, more higher production value, and get some interesting people in here to discuss nerdy things with us.
Yep. Well, it's gonna be Nerdy Face is growing. We're growing every day. We're getting more views, more follows. It's certain episodes are just more exciting than others, I guess. But it's all good. Like I said, like and subscribe. You can find you're gonna see the link. If you want to follow that link there, it'll just be right down there. It's my link tree. It has everything. But Surge Review, I know it says Surge Reviews, but Surge Reviews is part of the Nerdy Face. So, but if you don't want to follow the link, you can find me on Twitch, the Surge 1182. It's my personal thing. I'm actually almost done with my OBS, so it's gonna look pretty sharp. I think it's gonna look better than it did before. So, and I'll be able to stream better too, because it doesn't take up as much resources like Streamlabs did. So, and I'll be looking at streaming at a second place here pretty soon as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know which one.
Come check out my live stream on Rumble, Mobile Ninja Gaming, and then I'll upload the video afterwards to YouTube. I might start looking to multi-stream at some point in time, but for right now, Rumble's where it's at. And then of course everybody come join the Discord as well.
Join the Discord, yeah. I have the Discord, the link tree there. It's a unexpiring link, so just come in, join us, introduce yourself. If there's a certain game you want to play with us, shout out like, hey, we want to play this with you. Hey, we want to play that with you. We'll do it. I'll play just about any game. So,
or if you've got a topic and you want to join us on the podcast, there's that too.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so a little bit shorter episode, but still satisfying, right? So be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what you thought of the intro and the outro from last week. Worked very hard on that, so try to get it looking like that. So so let me know what you think, what improvements we can make, and we're good. All right. Anything else for our viewers, Tom?
Nope, we're good to go. Stay classy, everybody.
Nerds.
Nerdist.
The nerds. It's
Nerd
a work in progress. Nerd fam? Yeah. I don't like Nerd fam that much, so.
No.
So, but, Nerd fam, we'll go with that for now. Just stay classy.
Deuces.